Hello and welcome back to Hoi4. Now this is just base game Hoi4 and I'm your host, the one and only Mount Crusade. Today we're playing as Germany. Now I have a few mods enabled, like the choose your own leader stuff and the anime mod. Why? Because I can. And also, once I reach 100 subscribers, we're gonna play the Fin Bavaria mod. No joke. I'm serious. We are going to do it. Because I can. Mount Crusade here. Before we get the video started, I need to make an important announcement. If you comment under this video, I will say your username. Your YouTube username. Or Steam. If you put your Steam there, I'll shout it out too. I'll do both of them. If you comment under this video, I will say your name. I don't even care if you watch till the end. I will say your name. I'll shout it to the heavens at the end of the next video. But we're going to be going down the communist route. And with the choose your own leader decision, I want to put Trotsky in charge. Rally the Wehrmacht. Hitler's reign must come to an end. He means to revoke Western powers by remilitarizing the Rhineland. But by doing so, he'll give us the excuse to seize power with the help of loyal elements in the Wehrmacht, and to rally the people of Germany against him. I want to see if the old strat, just sending the entire military over to Prussia, still works. Because I remember you used to be able to send them over there when the thing just started. Up and they'd be stuck there. Nah, I think they fixed it. Oh, Joseph Hooper, my favorite anime girl. And who the hell wants a Mackinson? Let's replace him. How about Rommel? Yeah. And there we go. Erwin has won the Civil War. Erwin Girls on Panzer of Orai Girls Academy has won the Civil War. Can you believe it? Start the proletarian revolution. We have hope after the first Civil War, the voice of the workers would have been heard more. It does, however, not seem to be that way. The proletariat deserves better. In allowing them to rise up, we might finally secure power for those who favor the proletariat once and for all. The people's victory. The people have spoken and the people have heard. Our old corrupt government has shown the signs of weakness that we must seize the opportunity to demand their resignation. and take power for ourselves in the name of the people. Ah, now we have Monica from DDLC. I don't think Leon Trotsky is anymore. Now we have Leon Trotsky now. The legacy of the Spartacus League. The Spartacus League ceased to exist in 1919 as the Communist Party Deutschlands was formed. But some of their ideals are worth bringing back. The League had visions of creating a socialist republic with a basis in democratic elections and the will of the people, yet allowing revolutionary groups if need be. It is time to work towards this goal once more. The 4-year plan. We need an ambitious plan to provide for rearmament and the ultimate self-sufficiency of the nation. This should be achieved in the next 4 years. And they're going at it now. Somehow I forgot to mention that we were sending volunteers to the SSSR. And now we're going to form a faction between us and the SSSR, the titular, industrial, technical, terrorist, unity, spelled with a Y. So basically, in the peace conference, I just busted the Soviet Union up into a bunch of different puppets of mine. And if you're wondering why, because I could. Yeah, now titties big. We have big titties. We have big titties. Now I'm gonna tag switch to my puppets and change their leaders around as I see fit. So yeah. Alright. I'll skip forward after that. Alright, so I've switched the leaders around. No. So I put Peck and Belarus, Pavlenko in Ukraine, and I gave Rommel, they did lead us, in the middle of the Civil War. They should have a place, but it's not Germany, it's Romania. I don't know who this is. I just like the portrait. And Thalman's been exiled to Kazakhstan. Social ownership. We have seen what happens when important state services are allowed to be run by the people whose goals is not aligned with what is best for the people. To prevent this from ever happening again, we should transfer our industry into public ownership. Liberate Austria. Our neighbors in the south have long lived under terrible conditions for the people. Though they call in our country their home, we share much likeness, and even share a language. For the best for the Austrian people, we shall extend a demand, no, an offer to join us. I failed to mention that Austria was in a faction with Hungary and Czechoslovakia, so it was basically a 3-in-1 package. mostly annexed Austria-Hungary and Czechoslovakia, but I gave a bit of it to Romania because technically they do claim that territory IRL, so I thought they'd just have it. Somehow I spent an entire 10 minutes just not mentioning that I was justifying on Poland so I could go to war with France and Yugoslavia and all that. So yeah, we're doing that now. And there we go. Europe is ours. I rule Europe now. It's only 1939. 3 years since the game began. Pretty much under control of Europe. I mean, yeah, I'm definitely gonna clean up the borders, but I know what to do. We're gonna save the game. Of course. And then I'm gonna get the state transfer tool. Now, in the original recording, I didn't give you guys a real good look at it, so I'm gonna leave it up for a little bit. You know, I was planning to change the leader of Serbia, but fucking Tito, how can you? Right. Yeah. Alright. But I am gonna switch around some of the leaders. I was planning on going to war with them soon. So, but wait, they're not gonna be at war with him. Panda. Oh my god, man, what am I gonna do? Oh, shiver me timbers, Mackenzie King. Mackenzie's not even a man's name, yet you have the name of a woman. Oh, so spooky, scary, ah. Oh. Okay, I can make a choice. The Ecuadorians or the Colombians. Both are trying to kill each other, and both of them want to be my friend. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Okay, the Ecuadorians. Okay, let's go. with that, we have World War III over, and it is World War III because if you think about it, World War II is already a done deal with France and Poland. We're pretty much doing great. The German colonial empire is bigger than it's ever been. Now, I've been playing for 4 hours now, and we still aren't done. This is gonna be a world conquest. Well, probably not world conquest, but at least everyone's either gonna be under me or with me, so yeah. So right there, I was just kind of rearranging the borders as I wanted. I sat there for a while, I guess. Also, I picked Goebbels in France. Basically, you got a slap on the wrist for being a Nazi. And now we're fighting in Brazil, even though I'm not looking over at Brazil for the most part. Yeah, but we're fighting in Brazil. Now, this was a real slow war. It took like an hour. Well, just Brazil alone. It was a pain in the ass. But it went quicker after we went through German Guyana. And that is German Guyana, if you think about it. Then we had that landing, and the landing was real good because we were in the flat areas you could easily move around in. So, yeah. Considering the main thing that won this game was cavalry and infantry, yeah. And now here we have, I just basically puppeted it all. Doing research there. Making more Volk-commissariats. Added Portugal to our alliance, and not a lot's happening. Okay, and now we're drawing the front lines, and I remember it took a while to move the troops back from the Amazon in Brazil back to Europe. So yeah, now the war's kicked off, and I remember we just blitzed through Denmark and Finland and Estonia. They were basically road bumps. The main threat was fucking Sweden. Because Sweden was just a... best way to describe it was like a wall just getting in the way. And also, Turkey intervened for no absolute reason besides it could. So I gave it the Treaty of Severe Borders. Because I felt like, and I also took Istanbul. Because I wanted to control the Strait, Bosphorus. Then, yeah, and then we have the mistake of a war in Japan. Because I didn't actually do anything in that war. Because my army got trapped in Siberia. So we're gonna be sitting around here for a couple minutes, just watching as time goes on. I mean, we did get a Kurafuto and all that, so that was good. But all my army was trapped up there, which didn't really help when Japan's down there. If I kept my army down there, I could have did a easy naval invasion. So yeah. And yeah, and then we did a couple landings in the northern prefecture there. But that was mainly a failure. And then the game crashed here, so I had to restart all of it. And yeah, that was just more pain in the ass. Best way to put it, I was just not impressed with the war. Y'all should honestly be thankful. Y'all just get to watch this time lapse because this took hours. Absolute hours. In the ass. The only reason why we won against Japan was because Britain did a naval landing down there, and I just transferred troops there. Yeah, so not really a lot's happening. I moved all my air there, and I had superior air, even though all my plants were outdated and were from 1936. I guess it was just because I had a lot of them. There I go, that's the landing I was talking about. The only reason why we won the war. And still, I ended up having a lot, and since player-led peace conferences were on, I just ended up puppeting and taking the navies of the majority of them. And then I switched around the leaders, and I was trying to pick Kim Il-sung in, but I couldn't find him, so I just settled on Puyi. I don't even understand why China joined our faction after this. Then the AI fucked everything up and released a bunch of puppets, so I had to re-annex everything, and I ended up fully annexing the Netherlands, which, I mean, it was good. I mean, the borders looked nicer than just having a random Netherlands there. I mean, yeah. They were basically back to the HRE almost, just without Switzerland. It'll take a little longer to get that, so yeah. Then we transferred our massive ass army back, and I just gave it all to Burma. We fought a war, yeah, and we had the German Congo down there, so really we control pretty much the majority of the world if you think about it. We're just a giant colonial empire. Then yeah, I just basically divvied up all the divisions into things of 24. So, yeah, and then we assisted in Greece and made them win their civil war. For the only reason why that happened. Then here starts the planning of the invasion of the United States, I mean. You can tell this is unscripted. I'm just talking as I rewatch the footage. So really, I'm not doing anything at all. Then we had the Volkskommissariat Québécois. Han. Tabarnak. Ho. Tabarnak. Yeah. The Volkskommissariat Tabarnak. And and here starts the war with America, and this was just a meat grinder. This was slow as hell. I thought it was going to go so quick at first because it was. I mean, look at that in North Dakota. We really took North Dakota fast, and over here in New England. But it was just a slog once you got even to Buffalo. We couldn't even take Buffalo without encircling it, and even then it took a month for Buffalo to finally fall. I remember I was watching King Carlisle's video about the Disney XD TV show Lab Rats. I remember I watched Lab Rats a lot when I was a little kid. I really liked Lab Rats. character was the AI assistant that tried to fuck everyone's day up. I thought that was funny. That was the funniest thing I ever seen. You understand me? God damn it, my accent's slipping through. That's and there we go. We took Washington, but we still aren't doing good. I'm so glad the new update fixed how the cap points and all that. Because without that, this would have just taken probably more years. And I think entering Kansas City is a pretty major thing for this war, because it started showing the signs of their lines falling. And it kind of furthered up, allowed us to split the country in two, going down through Missouri and then through Arkansas into Louisiana till we hit the sea. So basically we encircled the east, you know. That's the majority of their army there. They're just cut off. So yeah, that was the thing. Kentucky was an absolute slog from my memory. No, and every once in a while we get encirclement, and for whatever I tried, I could just never get Denver. I don't understand why. It was just an absolute hellhole to, you know, it was a Sisyphean task to even think about taking Denver. This is what I was talking about with splitting the country in two. We basically pulled a Jackson. We went down the mighty Mississippi, got laid bridges in the town of New Orleans. Well, I can't remember how that song goes. And there it goes, and then we gave China a bunch of stuff and took a bunch of puppets. Then, yeah, and then we released a bunch of nations, you know. And they were a puppet. I just gave them Mexico because they're North America, and that's why. Because they called themselves North America, so surely they're North America. And then we were fighting in Bulgaria. And Bulgaria was a puppet. And then we fought Iran and India. I don't even know why they're on the same side. Don't they hate each other? I remember, I thought it would be funny as hell to try to piss people off, so I just gave all... Oh yeah, I remember why this war started. It was because of San Marino. I declared war on San Marino, and because they got the Iranians and Indians involved for their defense. And yeah, there we go. And I just gave everything in India to Pakistan because I wanted to piss people off. I made a big Kurdistan, small Iran, big Afghanistan, big Pakistan. I remember I was just mainly playing around with the borders at this moment. So, yeah. Then, you know, right there, we were fighting in Switzerland. I remember they left our faction, and that's why I wanted to kill them. Well, oh wait, we were helping in their civil war. But after that, they left. And so that kind of pissed me off. You know, and there's us killing Andorra, and that's when they split. It's because we invaded Liechtenstein, and they didn't like that. So, I just invaded Switzerland because, fuck them. Like, why the hell are you defending Liechtenstein? Like, you know, and then, you know, and then we went down to South America again, and tried to kill the Argentinians. Yeah, and then shit was just getting crazy. I was trying to make multi-regional ballistic missiles, and I just never had enough research points. I always tried to get enough research points, I just never had the research points to do it. I still don't fully understand the system, you know. You know, I don't even really understand how you can research all the techs. In, you know, one playthrough, I mean. Like, even this, I still didn't go far in the tech. No, yeah, and then when we invaded Saudi Arabia, because they weren't part of us yet. And then I remember I just gave a bunch of their land to Britain to connect their territories because I thought it looked ugly. Then there we are, we're killing Yemen, or Proto-Yemen, or whatever that's called. I don't know what it's called. Do I look like someone that knows what it's called? And you see, we already have the majority of nations, and basically, I basically just used diplomatic pressure, you know, the mechanic added by La Resistance to pressure all these nations into joining us. Except Nepal. I invaded Nepal. Can't remember what I did with Nepal. I think I gave it to Pakistan. You know. And then there we had... And then I was fighting small nations, and really that's all that was left. Was Iceland, and Rwanda, and the other one. And a couple of those African Swazilands. Like Swaziland. And the other one. Can't remember his name. All I can remember is Swaziland, because Swaziland sounds cool. Also, the AI fucked up my navy, is just pinning it everywhere. I get it's large, but I don't have enough fuel to do that. And oh yeah, and then we invaded Monaco. Too bad they didn't get those nukes that one song by that one guy promised. You know, who knows, maybe Monaco, or however that song goes. I can't remember. And then I planned a naval invasion of Iceland. Because it was one of the only nations left, so I just kind of gave up. In all reality, I just gave up at this point, because who the hell has time to do this? Like, it's kind of ridiculous, you know? And, you know, and even at a certain point, yeah, I used Allow Diplo and all that, just because it was a pain in the ass to wait that long when the game was lagging when I selected my armies. It lagged for like a solid 2 seconds when I just selected units that were, and oh, and there we go, we finally have it. Yeah, voiceover out. I've done it. Finally, after nearly 10 hours, exactly 9 hours and 41 minutes and 30 something seconds, I have done it. Now this is where we're gonna end it. No other reason. Look at the world. Look at the borders. Yeah. Well, that's been my Leon Trotsky Germany playthrough. So, and also, if you comment down below, I will say your username in the next video. It's a promise. So, alright. Stay alright. Alright. Bye.
I like elephants and God likes elephants.